Imagine climbing to heights where even modern helicopters struggle, armed with nothing but early 1900s equipment and a few hardy ponies. That's exactly what Lieutenant Colonel Ruck did in 1909 when he embarked on one of the most daring ibex hunting expeditions near the Siachen Glacier.
That's fascinating. What drove someone to attempt such a challenging expedition with such limited resources?
Well, it was this incredible combination of hunting ambition and pure exploration. Ruck discovered this natural amphitheater he called the Punchbowl. Picture a massive semicircle carved into mountains reaching 24,000 feet high, about 1,500 yards wide, and a mile and a half deep.
The scale of that is just mind-boggling. How did they even begin to navigate such terrain?
You know what's really interesting? They had to time everything perfectly with the seasons. They started from Leh, crossing passes at over 16,000 feet that were completely impassable most of the year. And get this, they relied on this fascinating mix of transportation: yaks for the high passes, ponies for the valleys, and at one point even had to carry a Welsh terrier in a basket when its feet got blistered.
That's quite the logistics operation. What about the actual hunting conditions?
That's where it gets really intense. They'd spot these massive herds, sometimes 14 bucks at once, with horns over 45 inches. But here's the crazy part. They almost got trapped in this Punchbowl area when a glacier stream suddenly transformed from a manageable ford into this raging torrent.
Oh, wow. How did they manage to escape that situation?
Well, this is where these incredible Yarkandi ponies came in. Picture this. They had to wrap their arms around the ponies' necks and trust these animals to half swim, half scramble across a current running at 15 miles per hour, with water up to 15 feet deep. Ruck actually wrote that these ponies were the toughest of God's transport animals, second only to the army mule.
That's remarkable survival instinct from both the humans and animals. Did they manage to achieve their hunting objectives after all that drama?
They actually did, and quite successfully. Ruck bagged several impressive specimens, including one with horns measuring 47.5 inches. But you know what's fascinating? He made this prediction that the Punchbowl would never be shot out, precisely because it was so difficult to access. The very challenges that made it hard to reach would help preserve the wildlife population.
So in a way, the extreme conditions acted as a natural conservation mechanism. What kind of preparation went into an expedition like this?
That's what's so incredible about this whole thing. They had to plan everything meticulously, from calculating exactly how much food and equipment they could carry while still being mobile enough to chase ibex, to understanding the timing of glacier melts. And remember, this was all without any modern equipment, no GPS, no satellite phones, no emergency beacons.
It really puts modern expeditions into perspective, doesn't it? What do you think are the biggest lessons we can learn from accounts like this?
I think there are three major takeaways. First, the importance of understanding and respecting natural barriers. They haven't changed much in over a century. Second, the value of local knowledge and adaptation. They relied heavily on indigenous expertise and appropriate animals for different terrain. And finally, the power of careful planning combined with flexibility. They had to be ready for anything, from sudden weather changes to dangerous river crossings.
Those principles seem just as relevant today as they were back then.
Exactly. And that's what makes this account so valuable. It's not just a hunting story. It's a masterclass in expedition planning and survival that still holds up today. The mountains don't care what century it is. They demand the same respect now as they did then. And in many ways, these early adventurers, with their limited resources and incredible determination, understood that better than anyone.